and then you made that.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
I can't think of any good examples off the top of my head, but there's definitely a lot of shit out there.
And all that being said, the last episode of Euphoria did leave me wanting more, dude. I was just like, no, not in a good way.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, that episode fucking sucked.
Yeah, you know? It just feels like the guy has lost it. The first season was good. I thought it was really good. Mm-hmm. And the second season, in the middle of it, started to trail off. Like, the play thing I didn't go for, but other people like that. The third season is, I heard that there was a woman that worked on it that he fired that it was all of her ideas.
Okay.
And, like, he just sucks. And, yeah, so it's like, it's gotten worse because he fired somebody that's, like, good at their job.
Okay.
That's the online chatter that I heard, and that makes sense. Also, it was based on an Israeli show, right? So maybe they ran out of content to steal from that show.
Oh,
and that's why you get this season 3 with someone named Alamo.
I mean, come on. Alamo's cool.
Alamo's okay, actually. He's a good actor. The other guy is also a good actor,
Bishop.
but his character is horrible.
Bishop?
Oh, yeah, I hate him.
Oh, yeah.
Really? He has no emotion at all.
And I'll have a stronger opinion. Yeah, I think this is where me and you differ. And you're a different personality for it. But where me and you differ, I'll have a stronger opinion about it. I don't really have like a strong opinion about it until I see it in the entirety.
Test.
Yeah, because you want to see the fucking world burn, dude. Why can't I enjoy something?
Test.
Sick, though. Yeah. It's a sick thing that I like. I like it. If I don't like something and I can convince someone else not to like it, it makes me very happy.
Andrew Schultz.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you're not the only one. I do it to everybody. Mm-hmm. Some people are impervious to it. Like, my wife can give a shit what I think. But Oathman, he like, I got the worst thing, like the magic thing. I've told it so many times. Remember, he was like doing magic tricks, and I went off on magic, and he stopped doing magic. It's like one of my happiest moments.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm a bad person. Yeah. But if something sucks and I can convince you it sucks, good. Now we both know that it sucks.
No, I dig it. And, like, I was trying to tell this person last night where it's like, I like it, though. I'm like, I guess, I just, like, maybe I'm brain dead or something, but I don't have, like, my life doesn't rest on, and I'm not saying this about you.
No,
I just don't view it like black and white in that way. There's a lot of aspects of the show I like. There's some things where I'm like, okay, that's a fucking pointless scene, you know? But fuck it, let's keep the wheels rolling, you know?
It's just not good. Like, I'd rather, there's so much other shit. And I like that you feel that way, you know, it's like, you like it, so that's fine. It's not the worst, there are aspects of it that are entertaining, because the show has a lot of people in it that are good at acting. In fact, probably the majority of the cast is like entertaining to watch. They're all good actors. It's just that I don't think the story makes any sense. But when I'm watching something like that, I'd much rather be like reading a book, you know, or that show, that John Hamm show on Apple TV, Your Friends and Neighbors. Every episode's good. I'd rather watch that, you know. And then when that's done, I'd rather rewatch something than watch Euphoria. Or fucking walk my dog, you know? Like, I don't want to watch. This shit it's just gross. They're pooping out a drug, getting random violence and kind of sad, and there's swastika tattoos everywhere. It's like, I get enough of that at my date. That's like so much worse. I censored myself. There could have been a funnier joke here, but I don't want to, have my life get worse.
Here's the thing. Hokum, right? I watched it. Do you know what the movie's about or no?
No.
It's about a writer that goes to spread his parents' ashes and tries to, end it all.
Oh, wow.
But he survives, and he's trying to solve the mystery at this hotel. And after I watched it, and this comes back to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know how you said you like making people hate things, right? So I watched it, and it was like, it's a horror movie. I'm like, holy shit, you know what I mean? This is like suspenseful, and the whole time I'm like, oh my god, just hitting a couple of those, like, oh, he's crazy, oh my god,
Yeah.
And then I walked out of there and I was like, yeah, that was a good movie, And then I ran into somebody and I was like, oh, I watched Hokum. Actually, a barista at the fucking at the coffee shop, dude.
Yeah.
Which we can end here soon, but I have something funny to tell you about one of the baristas too. The whole homeless thing. But he goes, oh yeah, that fucking movie sucked. And I was like, in my head, I was ready to be like, Wait, but I had nothing to fall back on. I was like, holy shit, did I just fall for a suck-ass movie and I liked it?
Is that the case?
I don't know, but he got me to question it because I was gonna like reach for the fucking arrow and shoot him with like, but this one thing. But there was nothing really. It was just a horror movie, and I was scared some of the time. You know, that's all that really happened.
That's it with me and like artistic stuff like that. I, for whatever reason, always have something on deck to say about that stuff. It may be bullshit, but I'm good. Like I just have that in my brain that like I gotta say something about that. With other things, I'm much less like if we something that's actually important. Like how do we fix that thing? And I go, well, I mean, one guy told me to do it this way, but I don't know, maybe. And then you could say that's not the right way, and I'm like, you're right.
Yeah.
So important things I can't do, but art I can usually like. I'm that guy. I'm the barista guy that's like that fucking sucks. And then I could spit off 15 minutes of why. Like,
yeah, we didn't. It wasn't a long conversation. I was just like, oh yeah. I didn't really express that I liked it a lot, so I just agreed with him. I was like, yeah, it's fucking trash, huh?
So do you still think that, or are you gonna give it another watch? Or?
I probably won't watch it again. But in the back of my mind, I was like, damn, food, like, I thought I liked the movie when I got out of it. But then he said that, and I was like, yes, I had nothing to fall back on.
Sometimes it is like that, though. You, like, watch something and you think it's good, but then you think about it, or you watch it again and it's not good. Maybe it was just the mood you were in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so to catch you up on the homeless thing at the coffee shop, so you know they call me homeless, stuff like this.
That's facts.
I walked in one day and they had a very serious face and they were like, "We gotta ask you." She said like a homeless joke and like I don't have a place to live joke type stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she goes, "And we gotta ask you to stop selling things outside."
Dude, they're funny. I like it.
They claim that I sleep on the patio at night and that I'm security at night for sleeping on the patio.
Dude, it sounds like I am writing this for them. Because and one more thing, you gotta stop selling stuff outside. Do I work at the company? Are they in my head?
Yeah.
These people are great. I'm hoping they're watching, and I say keep it up. You're very funny now, but you can always be more funny.
Go further.
dig deeper. All right, you haven't scratched the surface.
You messing with my man's head right here, Britt.
Yeah, it'd be like Spencer Pratt gets elected. You may have some trouble with her. Yeah. Some put in the Pratt joke, Karen Bass, something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
here we go.
Voicemails. You remember that time?
We do have, because they were calling nonstop right before we were recording.
Gadoosh. I know one person asked for the phone number in the Discord. I forget who.
Oh, wow. Okay, there's a couple. There's a lot. All right, we'll get through these real quick.
Yeah.
They're all pretty short. Oh, no, there's a 3-minuter. Here we go. If you want to leave us a voicemail, make sure to call the number, which is 775-557-8667, 775-557-TMOS.
Oh, man, you accidentally deleted the 3-minute one.
Oh, fuck.
Damn it.
Oh, shit. I think I deleted it all.
Speaking from Owen company in China, and recently noticed that your company might cargo from China to US, and I want to offer my company logistic service. Maybe can help your company save about 30% on shipping costs. And if you're interested in my company shipping service, please feel free to contact me. My phone number is 562.
Oh my God, no, I'm not gonna put the phone number.
What's that?
I don't know. I think this is a scam.
Yeah, it sounds like it. You fall for that scam.
Yeah. People are gonna put our fucking phone number in like random.
Oh,
calls.
yeah.
Dude. All right, here we go. Let's see this one. Okay, that one's short. Okay, here we go.
A lot of good ones today.
What's up, Hannah? What's up, Cody? Great show. Never seen it. Very good about your hair, Cody. My phone is you little bitch. Shout out to North Korea. Great guy. Never eat him. Really hit the point of this. With the Galileo. Anyway, listen up. You rich, privileged fucks. We got a live stream from y'all. Make it happen, Jackson. Y'all said you'd be streaming 3 times a week, every second week of the month. What happened? I thought we were gonna fight. Hey,
The U-Ball bitch thing is so funny.
Formula One, shout
Put
out.
that in like isolate that to the gay sound.
U-Ball bitch. Shout out to you, Formula One. Yeah, I'll stream this week. I didn't stream for 2 weeks. The first time I was like gonna take a week off, and then last week my cousin was in the hospital still.
Yeah.
Shout out to my cousin. Let's see here.
Strong.
Yes. Oh, yeah. There's my cousin Cholo. So on Friday they had a get together at the hospital. Very funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's hilarious to me because he used to do car shows. Like lowrider car shows. My cousin was like, I was like, what happened to your leg? He was limping. And he's like, I got shot. I was at a car show. By the way, you gotta come with me to a car show.
Yeah.
I told you about that. Very funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, for sure, let me know in the next week. Got shot at a car show. What's it called? And so they had this get together. Like they had a car show flyer with his face on it.
Oh yeah.
It was like prayers up for Kyrie. And we're gonna get together. They all got kicked out because they were drinking in the parking lot.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like you should be allowed to drink.
Yeah.
And it's a car show though, so it's like you're gonna drive the car. It's dicey.
Let's see here.
Hey guys, how you doing? At the end of the camera, I just want to say you guys you do a great bang up job. I just had sort of a problem I wanted to run by you guys. Maybe you could help me out. So my name is, you know how you guys, there's a lot of Bobs out there, right? Well, my name is Bob. Okay, in order to keep myself from getting lumped in with all the other Bobs, I go by, on my birth certificate, it's Bob 567254. Okay, but ever since the gringo, Rabbi, I don't know, fucking diarrhea, comedy specials, Brendan, Rob, I don't know, everybody thinks I'm a bot, man, I don't know what to do. Yesterday I called the DMV, I just wanted to find out about my license, and I was like, you were full of shit. I don't know whether you were saying I was full of shit, or whether I was full of shit. There's shit around me, and that shit's better than me. I'm full around shit, so anyway, this is the kind of shit I have to deal with. What do you guys think? Also, shout out to my cousin, Tombot 6969. Kind of got the same predicament. His real name's Larry. Down Formula One.
I think the Bob thing was like the screen name, maybe.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Great stuff. Okay, so this one, I think this guy messed up. And let's see if the 3-minute one is even a message. I don't think it is. Let's see.
Whatever. Wanted to call in and get my...
Okay. I guess it is a message. So, you didn't know when the beep starts. I think that's what he's talking about in the Discord.
Your beeper, this is just go.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Well, in case this is going, Peter Cheese, everybody. It's first time, long time. I've been a big fan of the pod.
Oh, hell yeah.
Had quite the experience finding it. I had a similar sort of experience with the whole Shadowverse with Scurry. I followed him today and knew of Brendan. I didn't really understand his kind of humor, but he was on Joe Rogan. I listened to Joe Rogan at the time, and I was like, all right, not that bad. Whatever. And then all of a sudden, you'd be surprised to get out, and I had a similar experience where Gerardo, where I just watched it and did not laugh the whole time. I was like, this is bad, right? And then ever since then, I just couldn't unsee, and then I found subreddit, and then it just goes, baby. So, wanted to call in and get my appreciation for y'all podcast. It's good background music, not music, just good background banter, and I enjoyed, all the oddities, and you guys have great chemistry, and enjoy your humor. And it's been a while Rabbi, the Mark Harley saga, the 24-hour stream, I watched that 36 hours straight. It's
36 hours straight.
Especially with the CEO showing up, that was quite the experience. I have been a big, MMA fan, so came across from watching MMA stuff, content like Ariel Hawani and with Thomas. The CEO showed up and was like, oh, okay, well, now he's in this other universe that I follow. That was quite the experience seeing that mesh. And then, of course, the success of BGL, just watching him skyrocket has been. I was at a Super Bowl party, and there weren't any baddies there to get my number two, but I was watching, and all of a sudden I saw BGL show up the street, and I was freaking out, and nobody else was understanding why I was freaking out. But, let's just say they weren't shocked, but it was definitely fun and tragic. Anyway, I wanted to bring up something that I've been thinking about a lot. I want some sort of action taken for, everyone's talked about a documentary about this or some sort of thing. I would love a skit series of Inside the Actor Studio with James Lipton and Bob Shaw. And Bob shows up basically completely different than what we expect, and is giving insight onto each of his clips, saying, oh yes,
Okay, that's funny. I like that idea. Let's see.
Okay, there's the beep. Alright. I don't know if I heard that last time, but I was leaving a message and it got cut off. So, anyway, I was talking about a James Lipton spinoff with Bassa. I would love to see some sort of skit. I would put money towards something like that, either something live action or something like our famed, what's his name? Well, he has deleted on the subreddit. He had the great intense verse, something like that, where we gotta bring that to the new world. I think of some sort of parody of how he did on Adult, I truly don't think he is. And if he is, it is the greatest. He's cons, but he's definitely that'd be incredible. Anyway, let's go, guys. Keep the thought up. Beans and cheese, carne asada, cereal, all the good stuff. Get around. I hope I know this was Alex. I don't know if I've seen that name before, but you'll hear my voice before. Peace.
Oh, yeah, Alex. You know what's funny about that? I think the idea is great.
Yeah.
But what's funny, the beginning of that, it really sounds like somebody describing, COVID, getting COVID or something like that. Yeah, I came in it the same way you guys did. I went to a party and, someone coughed and but the
traumatic experience.
Yeah. So it's and it's very similar to both of us. It sounds like with the James Lipton thing, it's a great idea and I'd like to do it. What I think is funny about it, I think a long time ago, Oathman was doing that with porn stars. He would take something that James Lipton, so what do you do? And then the porn star would be like, I like squirting, and then he tried to go viral with the thing. So it's an idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. We had the idea of doing sketches before.
Yeah,
but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Some guy called me the other day asking for advice on podcasting. I was telling you about that. He wanted to end his life afterwards. You're talking to me when I told him about T-Mos? Just kidding.
Yeah, too much. I know what, dude. So not everyone's born for this.
He's shop for 10 minutes a week. But no, he was talking about he's like, and I also want to do sketches. I'm like, dude, all this stuff you want to do is a lot of work, dude. It's a lot of work. It is. I do parody songs, dude. I made another fucking parody song, and it all got deleted. It all got deleted. Yeah, dude.
That's fucked up.
But I have the lyrics written. I just had to record it all again. I just had it down, and I was like, oh, this is solid. And then I walked outside, went around, beans, cheese around town. Came back and it had the spinning, that Apple spinning wheel of death. Yeah, dude. But anyways, shout out to you guys. Love you guys. See you next week.
Look at this West Side. Yo.
Hello, everybody. Hello? Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. All right, I see. We got Rabbi, we got Rabbi. Can everyone hear each other? Yes. Yes. Okay. Yep. Yep. Hey, Donnie. Hey, everybody. How's it going? All right. And Mr. Rabbi, welcome. Mr. JM, welcome. Welcome, everybody. I'm having audio issues. I can't hear anyone. You can't hear anyone? At all. I can hear you, okay? Yeah. Just a bit of a delay. Yeah, I just want to let everybody know that the rabbi here has 24/7 live stream. He has the Guinness Book of World Records on him. Wow. Yeah. So you feel, yeah, continually. Yeah. How do you keep up with that? Just have to upgrade headphones.
It's every 12 hours I have to reset my streams, and essentially it is more data archived than any person in global history. And that record has to be. Oh, I just disconnected. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, excellent. So basically, every 12 hours, I just have to make sure my streams are recording. I've been live streaming my life 24/7 for more than 4 years. So you can literally go back to any moment of any day of my life for the last 4 years and know not only what was going on with me, but what was going on in world history. This is essentially a real life Truman Show, a timeline, and a time capsule of human achievement. If you don't mind, I may have an issue with this device. I'm going to connect with my computer. So if you don't mind, just one moment and I'll do so. And hopefully I won't run into this issue.
Hey Jay, how you doing? Hi Daddy. Hi Papa. Hi.
Someone's echoing.
Well, this is
Where was that from?
Twilight Zone.
Somebody's being abducted?
Actually, you would know if there's a ship in the area if you have a water bottle and it expands. If you actually hear crackling and expanding of your water bottle, that means that there's a ship in the area.
Alright, Rabbi's here. Alright.
Alright.
Okay, so, yeah, just let me know when we'll start.
We just. Let's do it. And
Before just one moment, can you hear me? Oh, hello. Apologies about the technical issues. Should be better. Well, JM, I appreciate. Oh, certainly. Well, absolutely. Well, firstly, I appreciate JM sharing her story with all of us and for putting it in a book. I'll be sure to be sharing her book with my community because I think it's a very interesting experience that she had. And additionally, I'm glad that nothing wrong happened to her or her family. So that's certainly a blessing. And as to comment on exactly what happened, I don't really know, but it's certainly scary. And hopefully, whatever kind of bad energy was around at the time has basically gone on its own way, and it stays away from JM and her family for a very long time because she seems like a very nice person, and we don't want anything bad happening to her. So for that bad energy, wherever you are, stay away from JM. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We are in talks to have some other Guinness World Records to be published on the website. So it's not quite up yet, including most social media of any person, most data archived to the internet than any person, and also some really interesting ones like most hours live streamed, perhaps most meals archived. So I may be in the Guinness World Record book for many different reasons of this stream. With that being said, there was also the question of my connection to the Rothschild banking dynasty. While we do share DNA, I am an average person, just like probably all of you are, and would say that there are 3,000 of us in the United States alone, 10,000 of us globally. And within the Ashkenazi Jewish community, the name Rothschild is very similar to what you might find Kennedy in the Irish culture. So for anyone out there who thinks that perhaps I am some kind of lofty banker, I want to dismiss any of those thoughts initially. But with that said, that does not mean that I may not be of extreme influence someday. So with that said, I'm Rabbi Rothschild. I stream my life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for world peace. I've been doing so for more than 4 years. My streams go back to the pandemic. We've seen the death of a queen, the birth of AI, the coronation of a king, and everything in between. This is a real life Truman Show, a real life Big Brother. This is a timeline and a time capsule of human achievement. In the 1990s, the phrase content is king was coined, and I'm making it true today. In my own way, I'm king of the internet. This, in its own way, is the biggest event in global history, and here's why. In 2017, The Economist magazine stated that data had overtaken petroleum as Earth's #1 resource. And I have more data archived on the internet than any person ever, which is making me a very influential person. And with that influence, I would like to eventually perhaps make all of you, your friends, your family, and anyone who is watching in the audience, I'd like to make you financially independent. I'd like to ensure that you have generational wealth. And most of all, I want you to be able to start charities and philanthropic organizations of your own. I'm live not on just one YouTube stream, nor two, nor three, nor four, nor five. I'm live at any given time on over a dozen YouTube streams. You can view my life in 360 degrees. I even have a ceiling cam. Additionally, I have more social media than any person ever. I have over 100 YouTube accounts, over 200 Instagram accounts, over 500 Twitch accounts, over 1,000 TikTok accounts, over 2,000 Twitter accounts, over 5,000 Blue Sky accounts, and over 10,000 Kick accounts. I am a treasure trove of content, and I've been creating this content since the pandemic. In addition to making you all and the audience exceptionally wealthy, I want to help the world by ending world hunger through the use of technology, such as agricultural drones, floating greenhouses, saltwater greenhouses, hydroponics, vertical farming, cloud seeding. I'd like to help end world thirst. I'm sponsored by a cryptocurrency. That's what my shirt is. It's known as Harry Potter Obama Sonic Teninu. It has a very long name. It's worth tens of millions of dollars. And one of the things that we do is we build wells in developing nations such as Nigeria for the benefit of the less fortunate. Additionally, I'm an advocate for the Life Straw program and, most importantly, desalination technology, where we pump Earth's seawater onto land to make it drinkable. In addition to being a certified project management professional, having successfully launched apps on both the App Store and Google Play, which has allowed me some financial independence to be able to live stream my life, I am a futurist. I'm someone who likes to have discussions on the future. Things like anti-gravity, antimatter, faster than light travel, faster than light communication, space elevators, space tourism, terraforming of other planets, interstellar travel, things like perhaps, and we'll talk about it in a few moments, the alien abduction issue, things like disclosure. I like to talk about things like Santa Claus machines. For anyone out there who's wondering, what's a Santa Claus machine, Rabbi? Essentially, it's a replicator. It's like a 3D printer that can use all of the elements in the periodic table to make whatever you want. These are fascinating topics to me, and I know to many of the people in my community and to perhaps the audience. Additionally, I like to talk about events that we may be experiencing in the not too distant future. Things like de-extinction. People don't know, but the first successful de-extinction took place in the year 2003 with the Pyrenean ibex, which was a goat located in northern Spain, southern France. Fast forward to the year 2021, a company out of Dallas, Texas is founded known as Colossal Bioscientific. They've made it their goal that within the next 2 years, or by the year 2028, to reintroduce the woolly mammoth into the Arctic Circle. Additionally, they want to reintroduce the Tasmanian tiger, followed by the dodo bird. And I would find this to be of extreme privilege to be able to archive this on my stream. Additionally, I'm someone who is certainly a mortal, but I like to study the topic of life extension technology. When you all were born, the average life expectancy for you or someone like you and the audience was probably about age 80. Give or take. And with life extension technology, we may be able to increase that to age 100, 120 through the use of oxygen therapy, human growth hormones, stem cells, cryonics, cryogenics, things like peptides, nootropics, cold shock therapy, red light therapy, testosterone replacement therapy, just to name a few. But once you get to be 120 years old, you may say, Rabbi, back in 2026, when you discussed all of these things, many of them sounded like science fiction, but they've become science fact. My body's starting to break down. What's the next plan? And I want to preface this by saying this is all with your consent. I don't want to force any of this on anyone. But if you want, and if those of you who listen to me think this is a good idea, I think that you may want to consider the opportunity, perhaps in the future, of a type of technology known as mind uploading technology, where, again, with your consent, we scan your brain into a computer like a CAT scan or an MRI, knowing where every atom is in your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system for later download as an android, an avatar, a cyborg, a cybernetic being, a clone of yourself, a robot, an ethereal being, whatever you want to be. But essentially what I'm saying to all of you and to the audience out there is that the opportunity at a digital immortality may be more of a reality than we might have once thought. And with that, that's a little bit of an intro on what I do and who I am. Thank you. Well, we are on the brink of perhaps something. Yes, so we're on the brink of something perhaps very interesting. If you weren't aware, I believe on May 8th, and then again on May 20th, the Trump administration had some releases of some files and some videos. We always complain that they're too blurry, but there is what I believe going on, something known as soft disclosure. And what differs between soft disclosure and hard disclosure is the idea that the aliens will land on the White House lawn, something along those lines. Soft disclosure is something that happens slowly, and I believe has been happening since really approximately July of 1947 with the Roswell crash. And I would love to talk about a timeline a little bit of uh, alien and what I my role and what I feel I can help bring to the disclosure movement. But before we do that, I want to say, Paul, that is an amazing picture. That is an amazing feat. Congratulations with that. You certainly, I don't know if I could stay up for even a few days on end, let alone be dancing the way that you did. So that's a phenomenal accomplishment. One thing that you discussed and is discussed in emerging technologies are digital eye contacts, additionally, types of digital glasses that use biometric sensors and additionally some perhaps microchips and augmented reality to be able to record people's lives. There's also Neuralink that maybe some of you are of which you're aware. This is a project that was launched in approximately 2020 to be able to help provide neurotransmission for specifically for the those who are paralyzed. The first successful implant of a Neuralink, it was in a man named Nolan Aspro, and essentially he is a quadriplegic person who lost the ability to walk and use their limbs after having dived into a body of water, but now can play video games better than all of us combined. He basically has an auto aimer in his mind, and he's able to play games like Civilization and some first person shooters. And now, about a half dozen of people have had these types of implants put into them, and this is only going to continue to grow. Additionally, there are some companies aside from Neuralink of Elon Musk. One is Snapchat. For those of you who know Snapchat, they purchased a company years ago that is basically going to allow a Neuralink, but with like a swim cap, so you don't actually need an implant, and it can read brainwaves to be able to perhaps be able to move a cursor on a screen, and from there the sky is the limit. And I'm proud to have been able to document that type of an event. Another event I'm very proud to have been able to archive on my stream is the birth of the large language model. I was an early adopter of ChatGPT in November 2022. I was a user of it when it launched formally November 30th, 2022, and I've been able to see the development of ChatGPT 1, ChatGPT 2, ChatGPT 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. I've been able to see Sora. I've been able to see certainly Midjourney and Gemini and Claude and Perplexity and Meta AI and whatever your favorite model is. I've been able to archive them from the birth. And basically, I feel that this is an important stream that I have, that I'm able to have the pre-AI world or pre-AI large language model on stream, and then see how large language models have affected us as a society, and how I use them as an individual, and just how they've been used. For anyone who watches my streams, you should know it's not just a stream of myself. I keep an archive going 24 hours a day of the world's news. So you can go back literally to any moment of any day, essentially for the last 4.5 years or so, and know exactly what was going on. This is a timeline in a time capsule. I consider myself to be like a 21st century journalist, someone who would have written in a journal years ago, or a diarist, someone who would have written in a diary, but I just use a camera as my medium. I feel this is an incredible undertaking that will be studied from an academic level and in higher education and in all education in the future, because what we're going to glean as a people from this data are things regarding eating habits, sleeping habits, breathing patterns, hygiene. We're going to learn about aging. We're going to learn about sleep and circadian rhythms. Every aspect of the human body can be studied from this. And additionally, I'm basically the largest example of data for AI to be trained, on which to be trained. And one thing that Paul Dale said is, and he's absolutely right, we're moving towards a world where we had artificial narrow intelligence, which were kind of like the rudimentary chatbots that we would have had maybe for the last 10 or 20 years or so. And now we're moving into a world of artificial general intelligence, AGI. And then the next step is artificial super intelligence, which literally is defined as superhuman intelligence for an AI model. And when that comes about, that is going to change society drastically. It's going to replace a lot of people's jobs, perhaps nearly all jobs. And we may need a support system for a society. Perhaps it's universal basic income or some other type of social safety net. But I think that this doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. I think it could spur a new renaissance of artists, because there's going to be a desire for people to have handwritten, handmade, hand-created art of humans, and not necessarily have AI developed or robotic developed types of artworks. And additionally, in the AI world, we do have the robotics world that is very quickly advancing as well, and will replace a lot of certainly human roles in the future. And again, I don't see this as a negative thing. I see this as perhaps not needing to endanger people in mines or in fires, or perhaps any of the more dangerous jobs that we have in society. So many people are afraid of the coming robotics revolution and AI revolution. I personally embrace it. Additionally, with the data that I'm archiving, I'm a trailblazer in a field known as CHAT, Continuous Human Activity Data. So what this is not just basically someone writing in a book what they did over the course of a day, but it's literally allowing the world to be able to view a human's life whenever they want. And what really makes me, I think, an exciting influencer is any other influencer out there, their streams always end. They always go to bed, or they always go choose to spend time doing something else. But with mine, my streams never end. You can always watch my streams. I'm live 24 hours a day. I do want to say as well, I do stop my streams every 12 hours. And the reason why is this is a necessity, because YouTube does not necessarily archive streams that are longer than 12 hours, but I make sure to not do them all at the same time so they overlap. So literally we'll be able, and humans of the future, maybe for 100 years or 1,000 years or 10,000 or longer, will be able to study the conversations that we're having, and perhaps the development that we're seeing in the world. Now, with that being said, I know that this is going to give me a great platform to be able to promote things. And so first and foremost, as I've said, I want to help the world. World peace is at the very heart of everything that I do. Additionally, ending world hunger, ending world thirst. These are all, I feel, of extreme importance, and we need leaders in society who talk about these things. When I was a young person, I would hear about the events of certainly the 1960s, where there were world peace movements. John Lennon and Yoko Ono did a bed-in for peace in the 1970s in Amsterdam and in Montreal. And essentially, I'm doing my own version of that, though I do other things than just stay in bed. I do IRL stream, so in real life streaming. I've streamed as far north as Santa Barbara, as far south as San Diego, California, as far east as the desert and mountains, as far west as the Pacific Ocean. I've streamed in Beverly Hills. I've streamed in Los Angeles. I've streamed at Disneyland, and really everywhere in Southern California. So we have my life certainly from a desktop stream, but we have it in real life as well. And this is really a treasure trove for the world. When the world finds out about what I've done, there's so much content to go through, literally tens of thousands of hours of video. And it's all unique. And I make videos of myself making videos. So there's videos on videos. It's really the largest content goldmine, I feel, in the history of the world. With that being said, another thing that I want to promote is taking the idea of ufology very seriously. I see ufology and really paranormal, or whatever you want to define these types of topics as science, because that's what they are. And for anyone out there who doesn't recognize that we are in a very important age of disclosure, you should. I would like to say that I, at one time, was a huge skeptic of the UFO phenomenon. I didn't take it seriously because many people around me didn't take it seriously. I felt it was something from comic books or something from science fiction. But I will say around 2008, I had the opportunity to view Dr. Stephen Greer's The Disclosure Project. And for those who don't know what the Disclosure Project is, it was a press conference at the National Press Club that took place May 9th, 2001, where he had on a dozen or so different whistleblowers from the government. And it was one after another after another. And this was a major move that helped to convince me that there was something here. And that's when I started to get into the Bob Lazar story, and I started to get into Roswell, and certainly Betty and Barney Hill, which we'll discuss in a moment, and Travis Walton, and some of these other fascinating tales within ufology. And then we had, within the last 10 years or so, on the front page of the New York Times in 2017, we had the paper of record, so to speak, at least in the United States, taking this subject seriously. And then from there, we've had the recent disclosure of these different videos that the government has. We had the Tic Tac and the gimbal, which I feel was perhaps the moving issue that might have moved the needle between perhaps 50% or so, or a majority of your average individuals out there who at least think that we're not alone. Whether that means that there are perhaps civilizations very far away, or whether we're being visited, there's something special about the thought that we may not be alone. And so with that being said, if I may just review some of my notes. Some people, if you're unfamiliar with the ufology, with ufology in general, it really is the study of UFOs, unidentified flying objects. But in 2020, the government changed the nomenclature, the word that was being used, to UAPs, which is unidentified aerial phenomena. But we're talking about the same thing. And for those who may say, why is this such a big secret? Why wouldn't we want people to know about it? Seems like a really important issue, and it is. But you have to understand, or those people out there have to understand, that we have public stability right now, and there's a certain psychology that would occur when people find out that they're not alone. It could cause extreme fear in some individuals. Additionally, scientific control is currently has a status quo, and with the idea of perhaps UFOs and alien technology, things like anti-gravity become a reality. There are defense contractors who may have been reverse engineering much of this technology for the last 80 or so years, and they don't want to give up control over that, and they're very influential. And there's arguably a black budget that doesn't want this information to get out. Additionally, from a religious and cultural impact, many religions don't know how to handle this topic, and we don't necessarily have a similar event in human history that would be similar. So this could cause a lot of people to lose their faith, and thus religious leadership may not want people to know about this. Moreover, the geopolitical issue. So right now, everybody in politics basically toes a certain line, and this would give it would basically peel the lid off of quite a few different types of technology, including anti-gravity, antimatter, faster than light travel, telepathy, telekinesis, almost like magic. I believe there is a quote of Arthur C. Clarke, something along the lines of the only difference between just one moment. Let me look up this quote. I don't want to misquote him. Arthur C. Clarke, quote, "The difference between and magic." It is from his book. It is the difference between machines. Oh, pardon me. Well, here's one. The difference between machines and human beings is that human beings can be reproduced by unskilled labor. There's another quote of his that I like, that it's basically the difference between any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And I absolutely believe that to be true. And it's an interesting point that he makes there. So, with that said, if I may, just talk about that the idea that we may have been seated here as a people, that could have a huge effect on society. So many people talk about the idea of panspermia, and the idea that perhaps life could have come from an asteroid or something. But there's also something known as guided panspermia, where we may have been perhaps seated here, and this is like a zoo, and that different experiments are done on humans, and there are hybrid experiments, and but really we should know that going back to the earliest types of written records, 38,000 years before the Common Era, we have European cave art. Lascaux is one of them. Cave paintings, including abstract symbols, humanoid figures, and star and sky motifs. So, tens of thousands of years ago, we were looking towards the sky. And then more recent, in the 12,000 to 10,000 before the Common Era, basically, we find rock carvings in Italy, and these rock carvings show humanoid figures moving more closely to now, 10,000 years before the Common Era. Paintings of humanoid beings in Algeria with unusual shapes and costumes. Then moving more into civilization, 3,000 years before the Common Era, Sumerian texts in Mesopotamia. Some tablets and cylinder seals show disc-like symbols in the sky. 2,000 to 1,000 years before the Common Era, ancient India, we find descriptions of flying chariots, and in context, there are mythological divine vehicles. That's exactly right, yes. And then, sure. Phenomenal. Wow. So we have experts with us. Wow. Excellent. No, no, absolutely. That's absolutely correct. Absolutely. Yes. Sure. Absolutely. Please. Wow, look at you. Wow. Excellent. Well, yes. I've danced on my stream, certainly, but not for 8 days straight. We got to get back for you, Paul Dale. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We've got the power of collective spirit. There's somebody who watches my stream. Absolutely. Either. That's right. Somebody out there. Somebody out there will make it their mission to find that card, and we'll make sure to get it back for you. Don't you worry. Well, absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, so I appreciate you sharing that. Go ahead. Yeah, I do. I do. Well, I mean, to the thought that for maybe 50% of at least the American public and perhaps more globally, it has happened in their minds, and that's what's important. And I think with different um, sharing of government documents, that is a major development for the disclosure movement. We have to say to ourselves, what do we see as disclosure? There's a famous book, Day After Disclosure. What will happen? How will it affect people? It may take a certain group of influencers who do it online. It may take podcasts that do it, but eventually, globally, there will be a consciousness where we understand that we are not alone. And then, how do the governments perhaps work with this? How do we maybe give amnesty to people who have been whistleblowers? There are many discussions that have to be addressed. I, for one, am someone who's an advocate of amnesty for anyone who wants to come forward on the issue, because I recognize that this was not a decision that any one person made. This has been built over decades, and there is a very strong industrial complex that wants to keep it under wraps. And we have to recognize and be very mature with the discussion that we are not alone. And how can we move forward with this? How can we? I mean, perhaps the argument is made that much of the technology that we're currently using, perhaps may be reverse engineered technology. And if that's true, we've already been utilizing much of the technology, and so it shouldn't be that much of a surprise. Do I think that we may have on the national news or international news the idea of we are not alone? That's for the world to decide. If we are mature enough, I think that we could get to that point. But perhaps it's just something that's shared amongst groups of people and is an open secret. We have other open secrets that are known to humanity, and it may continue to be an open secret. The future will tell. I know I'm doing everything I can on my stream, though, to bring awareness to the issue. around then. Absolutely. And I believe to this day, as we see with some of the disclosure that happened recently, that it continues to. And this is, again, I'm glad that I am amongst people who recognize that this is not a recent event. This is something that perhaps has been going on for millions of years, and that our creation, or at least our humanity, has been brought here perhaps because of these beings. Uh, if you don't mind, may I continue with the timeline? Excellent. So, basically, maybe 500 years before the Common Era to 500 years after the Common Era, we have Greek and Roman records, reports of shields in the sky, or omens in battle chronicles. Uh, Many times these are interpreted as meteors. And when I say any of this, I don't really know anything. These are perhaps they were meteors, but they are at least questionable. And if anything, with my knowledge of ufology, I don't know, and I don't think anyone truly knows anything. But we want to ask questions, and we feel entitled to answers, and I don't feel there's anything wrong with that. 1400 to 1600 years after the Common Era, we have European religious paintings. An example that's many times cited is the Madonna with Saint Giovannino. It shows a disc-like object in the sky. Art historians generally interpret it as a symbolic religious imagery, divine light, not necessarily spacecraft, but if you've ever seen it, it certainly looks like spacecraft. 15th century Leonardo da Vinci sketches, some drawings show these types of devices, types of perhaps alien devices. These are engineering concepts, not necessarily UFO depictions, though sometimes these are interpreted as such. I mean, we get into flying machines, so the idea of perhaps leaving Earth becomes, or at least leaving the terra firma, the ground, becomes of interest. Moving more towards the last 200 years or so, 1896 to 1897 airship sightings. There were reports of cigar shaped objects in the skies in the United States before powered flight was common. And then we have 1942, the Battle of Los Angeles, where we have anti aircraft fire at unidentified objects over Los Angeles. There's a beautiful image of in the Los Angeles Times, basically, of spotlights and some types of discs in the sky, and the people of that time didn't get a good answer as to what this was. We have 1947, of course, Roswell, which occurs. Technically, it's the crash at Corona, but Roswell was the next largest city, and this is Roswell, New Mexico. This is a crash that is said is a weather balloon, but if you talk to Jesse Marcel or any of the other witnesses, it was a metal that was found that was unlike any metal previously known, and perhaps even an alien body, or more, multiple alien bodies were found. And then the modern era, 50s till now, the global UFO wave, thousands of civilian sightings wide. It includes radar reports, pilot testimonies, and photographic evidence. 2004, this is the USS Nimitz Tic Tac incident. U.S. Navy pilots report fast maneuvering unidentified craft, and we have the video. And that's really more and more evidence building a stronger case that this is just not an anomaly, that it's perhaps the reality. 2017, there's the New York Times revelation. The Pentagon's secret UFO program, ATIP, is revealed publicly, shifting UFOs into official government study. And the 2020s to present, the U.S. government UAP investigations, the Pentagon confirms its analysis of these unidentified aerial phenomenon. So, with that being said, I don't know what we're at on time. I have lots that I can go through, but I don't want to overstay my visit. So, can you give me an idea of where we stand? Absolutely. And I look forward to continuing next week. Yep. Yeah. So, uh, as I previously said, I'm an app developer, and during COVID, my job went remote, and I went from never being on camera ever. I'm generally not anyone who would be comfortable sharing their life with the world. But I went from never being on camera or having social media to being on camera for work 8 hours a day. And then my shul, my synagogue, would have classes anywhere between 2 and 4 hours additionally. So I was already on camera like 12 hours a day. And my anxiety of being on camera that much, I think, was reduced. And the real big issue or big reason why I started streaming was I would go after work and hit golf balls in Anaheim, California at Tiger Woods' golf course. And I wanted to get my swing and analyze my swing. And I started recording my swing, and I would make some jokes to myself, like maybe I hooked the ball or maybe I sliced the ball or whatever it would be. And I thought, God willing, one day I'll have a family and they might want to know what their dear old dad was like before he met their mother, or they were even a gleam in my eye. And so I started uploading that content onto my Google Drive, and it just took too long to download it and re-upload it. And at one point, I just said, you know what? I have the opportunity financially to be able to purchase some devices. If I'm going to do this, I want to do this better than any person has ever done it in global history. And so I began with my first YouTube account in fall of 2021. Although I did archive my life on GoPros for the summer before then, so I have a lot of data offline as well. And I began putting cameras all around myself and devices all around myself. And little by little, I bought more and more handheld devices to the point where I'm like at 33 different devices or so. So it wasn't just one particular day that I just said, yes, I'm going to do it. But over the course of a season or so, I eventually emerged into a live streamer 24/7, and that's that's the story. Thank you. Bye.
History whispers, legends pretend. She chose the light.
Easy there. You're leaping Larry from fucking Seinfeld, dog. Are you happy? Yeah, dog, that was amazing. Was it? Yeah. Are you happy? Yeah, totally. Are you happy? Yeah, I'm sure this didn't. I'm sure it didn't record though. Why not gonna have it record? Hey, what's up, Guinness? Dog. That was baller. Could have gone better? No, it was great. Welcome. Can you hear me? Welcome. What up? Can you hear me? Hello? Fuck. Yo. 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 Test. Let's see if we can get this person. Yo. Test. Test. Garbage. Yo. Test. Yo. Test. Maybe this shit works. Maybe it doesn't. Everything sucks. Miss Aquarius, can you hear me? Miss Aquarius, can you hear me? You can't hear me. Just a moment. Miss Aquarius! There she is. How you living, girl? I would you answered all my questions. I was gonna ask what color everything was. Well, yeah, I did. Okay, so the first one was just like an introductory meeting that happened at noon my time. Um, and I met with the guy, and he's like, "You're really interesting. I want to do a podcast with you on Saturday, and I want it to be really long. It's longer than any podcast I've ever done." He's like, "Let's do 4 or 5 hours." I'm like, "All right." I'm yeah, that's a long time. And then he's like, "Also, yeah." And then he's like, "Also, that's right, that's right." And then yeah, absolutely. Uh, and then he said, "I also want to have you. We're going to have like a round table, like a conversation amongst a bunch of people who are really big in the field, and I'd like you to join us for that." And he said that's going to happen this summer. So I didn't even do a podcast. We just made the arrangements for Saturday, but already he wanted to book me on the longest podcast I've ever done, which is 4 or 5 hours, um, and then the other one being sometime this summer. So that was really good. Then I just got done with one like in the last oh hour or so. And that one was really good. It had 6 people on, or 5 other people on it, so 6 of us total. And I've never done one with like that many people, and I I rocked it. I did really well to the point where they said, "Let's do another one next week." So I was like, "All right." I mean, that's not how podcasts usually go. They usually don't just keep asking you on unless you're really good. I've never know. I watch podcasts all day long. You know that, Mr. Chris, and they never very rarely they're like, "All right, and we're going to have this person back on next week because they've got even more to talk about." So so that was really good. And there were 5 people, and they already sent me the link. And it was the first lady. She had like some kind of like weird event that happened in her house, and then so she talked for the first like 40 minutes or so, and then I talked for the next like 50 minutes or so. And I'm glad I asked. Like right before we ended, I'm like, I just want to know how we're doing on time because I had like this whole a lot more to go into. And they're like, "Oh, well, we have like we do this for an hour and a half, and so we're almost at that. But we'd like to have you on next week too." And I'm like, "All right, I can do that." And so, I mean, it doesn't get any better when they want to have you on for longer. So, and no, Aquarius, you know it. You know how we one of these perhaps. There he is. Riser. What up, big dog? Okay, absolutely. What's good? What's good, big dog? What's good? Absolutely. How are you? Can you hear me? Absolutely. Can you hear me? Okay, well, I don't know. Sometimes I've been working on this device. I don't. I can hear you, but I don't know if you can hear me. I was just talking to Miss Aquarius, and I had to leave and come back. All right. So, Riser, you ready to hear how today went? Okay, and then we're gonna play bowling. Um, so the first person I met with at noon, and he was like, he had emailed me. He's like, today's not going to be the day. I just want to like find out what you want to talk about and everything, and then we'll make plans. So I'm like, okay. So we met, and he's got a really cool podcast, and he's like, You have a lot to talk about. He's like, you've got the gears going in my mind, like really well. So, do you want to do a podcast this weekend? He's like, I want to do a podcast this weekend. Um, and I want to do a long one. Can you do 4 or 5 hours? I'm like, yeah, I can do 4 or 5 hours. I've never done one that long, but I won't shut up if you let me talk. So, and then he's like, also, we're gonna have like a conference this summer, and I want you. It's a virtual conference, but he's like, I want you to be a part of it, and it's with all these people from like the History Channel show Ancient Aliens, and and I don't know if you're aware that that's that meme of that guy who's like aliens with the big hair. Anyway, so already I didn't do the podcast today with him, but he already wants me on two more podcasts. Then I just got done with one that was an hour and a half, and it was with five other people, and it went so well that they want to have me on next week. So I've never known of a podcast guest who, I mean, I watch podcasts all the time, but they don't normally be they're normally not like, and we want to keep having this person on. Usually it's like a one and done kind of a deal, but with these ones, with Mike Holt, I did five. With Tony and the Life podcast, I did four, and with the one today, they want to do at least two. Oh, and then the guy told me today he wants to do one with me on June 26th. So I've got another three lined up, and then I got two more emails of two more people who want to set something up. So, that's really exciting. To just keep lighting these things up and talking to people about who I am and what I do and what my goals are. So I wanted to share that with you. None of it is iCarly. No, you don't. You don't own any. No, incorrect. If anything, if anything, I might give your mom 49%, but that's about it. Dog, I was on podcast long before you, but you're right. You did say, you're right. You did say, she can have them. Um, and but yeah, you it was you had an excitement in your voice that I don't normally hear when you were like, I'm so glad that you're doing these podcasts. I think that's really great and that you need to keep doing them. And I'm like, yeah, I should. And I told your mom, like, if I don't know when she visits again, but I don't want to say to her, oh yeah, I only did whatever, like three more or zero or whatever, and just sat on my tuchus, my butt all day and didn't do anything. I wanted to make sure. I mean, I'm always doing something, that I'm the ultimate multitasker, but nevertheless, I want it to be like when next time I speak with her, God willing, if it's a year from now, I'm like, I stood by, I did, 52 weeks have gone by and I did 52 podcasts or at least one a week or whatever. So, um, if she wants 51, if she wants 49%, I think that we could maybe make something work of just of just whatever I make on these podcasts. I don't want to make it. I don't care. It's not like at a certain point when you become so exceptionally wealthy that money becomes no object. It's about power. So with that being said, are you ready to play bowling with Miss Aquarius? Okay, cool. Yes, I know. And Miss Aquarius, I write. I don't share it with you. Not anything against you. I don't really share with them. You got a strike. I wish it would glitch like that on me. How did she get to go twice? Yeah, she got a strike. I see 10. Riser, what do you see for Miss Aquarius? All right, Miss Aquarius, we'll add it to the notes. Absolutely. We're going to talk to the president of Plato on behalf of Miss Aquarius, and we're going to let her know that you need to allow the Aquarius ball to be chosen any time of the year, and that she did not like that most recent glitch. You're welcome. What a good spare. What a good spare, Riser. I saw that. Oh, no. Absolutely. He's still got to get his first win. Riser, you want to know the secret? Riser, you want to know the secret? It's to hit the pins, the front pin, a little to the left or a little to the right, but don't hit it straight on, or you get a really bad split. We talked about we talked a little bit about Bob Lazar today. Look at that strike. So you took my advice. I own 51% of that strike. Garbage. What a yeah. No, Riser win. Riser got his first win. Good job. Good job, Riser. Hello. That's what we do. We're very good sports people. We don't restart the game. You're fine. Don't you got it for the lead? Are you serious? This ball is a half line. When I first was on this podcast, I usually do podcasts on my phone. Just I don't know, it's easiest. And there were so many that it overwhelmed my phone, and I had to do it on a computer, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, but I did, and I'm riding the high of it now. Go get it. Thank you, man. Get it. Miss Aquarius, did you say you heard your echo? It's fine. I'll turn it down. I do that because it is cute. Rise is the one who complains about it. It's Riser complains about everything. Get it. I do it because I'm in this call so much, and sometimes the microphone goes out that I have to make sure that I'm still hearing myself. And then sometimes people come in, and I'll be like, "Hello, hello," and I don't know if they can't hear me or not. So it allows me to know that it's being heard. Mr. Aquarius, that was a great spare. You're welcome. Riser, this is one of the most difficult shots of the game. I got basically the same shot. Get the that's that's what we do. Just go for the most amount of pins and hope that one of them knocks the other one. Oh, no, I get what you're saying. You're not going to get many strikes that way. That's not good. You'd rather have map strikes. A spare every time is only like a 60. It's not that many. Dep- They're difficult. Riser got his first win. Now, something will Zoot ever get a win? It might be a cold day in a hot place before Zoot gets a win, but You all win, I win. I win, you win. Undefeated in bowling. In Riser. Good job, Miss Aquarius. Well, all right, Riser. Are you ready to lose? I've got one game in me. And I, well, the thing is, I don't want to be. Uh, just let me go to the bathroom. My dude, you want to know what word I say so much? I hear it. Perhaps I say perhaps so much. Perhaps, because I don't want to make any assertion that somebody 50 years from now can be like, Rabbi said that the sky is blue, and I say, the sky perhaps is blue to some people. BRB. All right, Riser, are you ready? I go down the hall, I pee, wash my hands, I say a bracha afterward, and then I return. No, sometimes I have to pee. Sometimes I have to pee longer than others, but the thing is, I don't want to have to pee during the game, so I go. I don't have the quickest pees ever. Sometimes I have very long, very deep pees that last like minutes. But sometimes I just want to drain my bladder so that I don't have to go during the game. That's what happens when you get older, big dog. Oh, it's criticism. It was iCarly philosophy. It was an iCarly philosophy. Are you gonna go? Are you gonna go? Is it Zoot? Oh, are you serious? That's not a word? Zoot, how did it go yesterday? You got cut, but that's okay, right? All right. Do you get paid to do that? Okay. hmm Wait, before you go, Zoot. Riser, I think we should stop playing this game and play with Zoot. I'll resign it. But then you resign the first game next time. Okay, then I'll resign back the next time. What's up, Zoot? Chelsea? She's reviewing it? Is she? Yeah, guy, I used to think she was great, but now that wretched bitch can kick sand. All right, kick rocks and pound sand. Do you guys know that you have invitations and you're both literally jerking yourself off raw? Both of you. Riser, what are you doing? Riser is furiously masturbating to the netherworld. What's up, dog? Are you gonna go? Oh no, you have to follow her. uh, oh, look at this shot, folks. Folks, look at this shot. 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 Do you all recognize that that was one of the greatest shots that you will ever witness in your entire lives? Zoot, 0 to 10, that bitch. Oh, my shot. Oh, baby. Oh, that would be stinky. How was how is she still looking like a 9? Did she did she say she thinks you're funny? Oh fuck. Okay. Riser, you're never gonna make this, so I don't know why you're even trying. That's a miss. I know it's a miss. Chelsea knows it's a miss. Riser knows it's a miss. Ariana Grande knows it's a miss. Jeanette McCurdy knows it's a miss. Victoria Justice knows it's a miss. Nick Jonas knows it's a miss. Kevin Jonas knows it's a miss. Get it, Zoot. Get it. Good job. There you go. Zoot's back in the game, folks. What? The fact that Kevin Jonas knows it's a miss. Jeanette McCurdy knows it's a miss. Haley Steinfeld knows it's a miss. The worst shots I've ever seen. One of the absolute. All right, go to your neighbor's house. What up, girl? She has a 10 out of 10 smile. Dude, he's not resigning. He has to what? Wow. You would adopt that dog? Your ball is yellow. Incorrect. Yellow means cow. Yellow yellow means cowardly. It is a color, and it's a fine dog name, but I'm saying it means cowardly. That's why they say like you yellow XYZ. You've never heard the term yellow cowardly? Well, that's what it means. I'm not saying it about your dog. Your dog is a nice dog, and she she's no, she puts up with your shit. You take her to like Vancouver Island where she's got to jump across canyons. It means it looks old. They like the fact that it looks old. Yo, remember that time Riser hit the ball? Yo, remember that time Zoot hit the ball? Remember that time Rabbi had the lead on everybody? Oh, this girl wants to fuck. Is Riser gonna go? Or is Riser too busy jerking off a dog? Come on, Riser. Riser, the time's about to run out, dog. Riser! Go! Go, 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 go! Go! One of the worst shots I've ever seen. Oh, that's cool. Is that some kind of iCarly spelling? Yeah, with an E. That's iCarly. iCarly. Oliver is spelled with an O, dog. Everybody knows that. I know that. Jeanette McCurdy knows that. Hannah Montana knows that. Yeah, why didn't you say that the dog's name Sirius? Are you fucking serious? That was the most iconic shot. What is it doing? Opening wrappers? Dog. You can make it. Not like that. That's a terrible shot. One of the worst shots. I think it was one of the worst shots I've ever seen. McCurdy thought it was one of the worst shots they've ever. Jeanette McCurdy thinks that was a great shot, dog, and so does that other girl. What's the other girl's name? iCarly. What's her name? Maria Cosgrove thought that was one of the great shots in the history of the world. That's a terrible. One of the worst in the history of one of the worst. Yeah, I know collusion when I hear it. Dude, this one time I was playing this game and Zoot had like 200 games played, and then like a week went by and he had 1,600 games played. Dude, this is the most collusion we've ever seen, folks. This is collusion. Yes, you did. Scale is 0 to 10. All right, that's pretty hot, dog. Who do you think is hosting Kiltony tonight? Where's Riser? What up, big dog? Maybe. No. Do you think Kevin Hart would host Kill Tony? Oh, for sure. Yes, sir. Are you gonna watch it? Wow. Do you? Dude, I was on a podcast today. Did you know that? How did you know that? That's a good point, big dog. What did you do with Riser? Why Shrek 2? Why do you say it's the best Shrek? Why do you say it's the only sequel that doesn't suck? What about Godfather 2, dog? What about Puss in Boots? That's true. You're speaking the truth, dude. Dude, I have a question for you. You going to be on a podcast anytime soon? You were on one in March, and you did a good job. Why are you Why are you playing the Star Wars theme? Everybody wants to know. Aren't you amazed that I could recognize that that was a Star Wars theme with that quick amount of time? Do you recognize that I'm amazing? Doug, do you recognize that I'm amazing? Did you tell Did you tell Chelsea that she's a wretched bitch in my opinion? Oh no, you need to tell her that. You need to deliver that information ASAP and be like, you know what? Nobody likes a fistful of quarters because of you. Why is she reviewing that movie? Why is that movie so fucking popular? That documentary so popular in Australia? Why don't you do movie reviews? You're an actor. You should do that. Why not? Like, when does it take place in the world? I think in the 1990s. Like the car though that they take to go to Hogwarts or whatever that the Weasleys have, it's like from the 1960s. When is it? So no one knows what you're talking about, son. Why? Are you a muggle? No, I'm a wizard, baby. I'm the ultimate wizard. I'm a king of wizards. Zoo, what's it like to be a muggle? Why is it good? Dog, it's amazing. You get to slang dick. Yeah, I did. How do you know? Yeah. How do you know that I didn't go to American School for Wizardry, big dog? I could go to Hogwarts and not all, and additionally go to the United States ones. Hogwarts is in Universal Studios in LA. There's like the whole Hogwarts. They have popcorn flavored beer and all kinds of shit. Word, dog. Do they have a similar thing in England? That's not a thing. It's a made up school. Do they have boarding schools in Australia? Dog, I have a question for you. Are you excited to perform on Wednesday, and are you going to do your Bill Cosby bit? Are you excited to do it? Do you think it's going to go over well? Do you think it's going to be the best bit in the history of the world? You really do? Are you excited to do it? Have you ever been more excited to do a stand-up bit in your entire life? On a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being bursting at the seams excited and um, otherwise like it being a 0, how excited are you to do stand-up on Wednesday? Oh, dude, that's great. I'm happy for you. Right? I remember. Were you retired before then? Do you consider yourself retired before then? So you came out of retirement, and now do you consider yourself a professional comedian? Do you think of yourself as being one of the, if not the greatest comedians of your generation? If you had the opportunity, do you think that you would tour the world showing people your Bill Cosby book? You were going to say something, and everybody's waiting on what you were going to say. What are you saying? Why nothing, Zoo? Zoo, give me odds. What are the odds that you marry this girl who you saw on Monday? 0 to 100. Okay, that's not nothing. What are the odds I marry her? Oh, Zoo. Okay. You wouldn't even give me a 1% chance? Why not? Zoo, why wouldn't you give me a 1% chance, big dog? Yeah, that's what you think. What about age reversal? All right, well, she doesn't have to be. She can wear a mask. No, I'm sure the technology will evolve by the time I marry this bitch. That we could just have her face blurred all the time. Dude, what are you doing? She likes stand up? Okay. Who wouldn't be? Peace. Are you happy? I'm fucking thrilled. Really? Yeah, dog. I wish fucking Google would verify me though. They're a bunch of bitches. Oh.